Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Tuesday, February 20th, 2018. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Resident Ambassador of the Republic of Cuba to St. Kitts and Nevis today, Tuesday, February 20th, paid a courtesy call on St. Kitts and Nevis's Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Mark Brantley. His Excellency Abelardo Fabio Hernandez Ferrer was received by Mr. Brantley, the Premier of Nevis, at his office at Penny's.
Yo estoy muy agradecido porque usted me haya recibido aquí.
The ambassador said he is happy to have been received by the Honorable Mark Brantley on his first visit, as he is not only Premier but also Minister of Tourism in the Nevis Island administration. He said he is delighted by the relations that exist between Cuba and St. Kitts and Nevis and what has been started by former President, the late Fidel Castro. The relationship between St. Kitts and Nevis and Cuba has existed for more than 2 decades, and he hopes that with the new direction in Cuba, the new presidency that will be coming up shortly, that everything would continue in the same vein. Ambassador Ferrer said he is glad he was given the opportunity to visit Nevis and that the island's beauty stands out.
It's only left for me to say muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much for being here. We are delighted to have you and to welcome you to the island of Nevis. Cuba has a long relationship with St. Kitts and Nevis and has provided tremendous assistance to our country. So we are very happy to have you here to strengthen and deepen our cooperation.
During the 2017 hurricane season, a number of infrastructure on the island sustained damage. One such infrastructure is the Gingerland Recreation Ground, otherwise known as Ball Pasture. Today, Tuesday, February 20th, Minister of Youth and Sports, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, along with Permanent Secretary Keith Glasgow, visited the site and told us about the work that is currently ongoing.
I am really very pleased this morning with the work that has been done here at the St. George's Recreation Grounds. Of course, after the hurricanes last year, and I would have visited the grounds, I would have indicated that the stand in particular was not looking in good shape. And of course, from the beginning, when I was appointed as the Minister of Sport, I did indicate and I did commit to placing some emphasis on our grounds, our sporting facilities around the island. And of course, as Glasgow indicated, this being the sports term, it was incumbent on the Department of Sports to ensure that the facility here is in good shape. Of course, we normally have the Joycelyn Libert Primary, the Gingerland Secondary School, and of course, I think there's normally a preschool that have sports here as well. So we wanted to make sure that the grounds are in good shape, and not only the grounds, but the pavilion as well. And so after I came and I realized what the situation was with the pavilion, I spoke to the PS and we decided that, listen, work must start in earnest here.
The contractor for the rehabilitation work is Maurice Burke of Burke's Construction. Burke outlined some of the work that was done and is currently ongoing.
We lost a part of the roof that was replaced, and we went ahead putting on some paint on the stands and things like that. We set out to do X amount on the building, but we had to go further afield and give the whole of it a facelift. So it was facelift. We had other contractors assigned. Like, we have realized that we have done some work on the fence. Well, at least the first phase is not complete as yet, but you know, we have got like a phase 1 of it. There is a shaded area there where an actual borrower there was without a cover. We have covered that area. We have repainted the railings, and we have also erected some new trusses, like you have seen the bearings for the overall part of the roof. That too was done.
Work has also been done to improve the fencing around the facility. Burke also used the opportunity to express thanks to the members of his team as well as the other private contractors who were hired for the job. The first sporting event to be held at the St. George's Recreational Ground for 2018 will be the Gingerland Secondary School Sports Meet, to be held on Thursday, February 22nd. The Bank of Nevis Limited has marked itself as one of the sponsors for the 2018 Inter-High School Championship, slated for Saturday 10th and Sunday 11th March. During the presentation on Friday 16th February at the Bank of Nevis Conference Room, Marketing Officer Fionn Jones presented the check to Director of Sports and Chairperson for the Inter-High School Championship Committee, Jamir Claxton.
I just want to say to all of the athletes participating in the upcoming event on the 10th and the 11th of March at the El Camino Willett Park to train hard. Focus on giving it your all, as this will be your sweetest victory. To the teachers, parents, coaches, and well-wishers alike, continue to encourage the children, as the Bank of Nevis Limited will be here to continue to improve the quality of life.
Claxton expressed his gratitude on behalf of the board as well as all 3 secondary schools on the island.
On behalf of the organizing committee for the Nevis High School Championship, I take this opportunity to express sincere gratitude to the Bank of Nevis for this timely donation and sponsorship to the Nevis High School Championship. The Bank of Nevis, as an institution, once again demonstrates their commitment to social development in Nevis, and in particular, with this situation, youth sports. Before the fame of the Inter-Primary, this was the title, this was the championship in Nevis. So we are heading back there, and thanks to the Bank of Nevis, we are in a position to realize that particular dream.
The 3 schools participating in the championship are the Gingerland, Charlestown, and Nevis International Secondary Schools. The chairperson of the presentation ceremony was Youth Officer Kelvin Bramble. Still to come.
They have entered and they are the winners, the Montessori Academy.
The details after this break.
As Minister of Foreign Affairs, my work requires me to travel quite often. When abroad, I stay in touch with Nevis and all that is happening here by using the Nevis TV mobile app or logging on to nevistvonline.com. I suggest you try it as well.
Hello, my name is Culturama, the Caribbean's greatest summer line. Most islands have their festival annually, but they call it Carnival. With all those shows, we fete and fun. We party from sun up to sundown. Everybody come now, show the world what we mean when we talk about Culturama. Rocks up, flags up, flags up. Time to wake up for the jam. We coming down early to be morn. Rocks up, flags up, flags up. Time to jump up in the van.
Welcome back. Montessori Academy is the winner of the 2018 Nisbet Plantation Beach Club sponsored primary school tourism quiz. The competition aims to heighten the awareness of primary school students to the island's tourism product and underscores the important role tourism plays in advancing economic and social development locally and regionally as the leading industry across the Caribbean. Montessori Academy, represented by Maru Daswani and Dylan Theron, scored 45 points to win the quiz, which tests students' knowledge of Nevisian cultural heritage, Caribbean geography and environment, and Caribbean tourism. Emerging from the tiebreaker round as second-place winners were Kayana Daly and Jaquari Isaac of the Charlestown Primary School. Third place was won by Shadi Bridgman and Zashe Mills of the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School.
The Ministry of Tourism has recognized the enormous importance of tourism, education, and awareness. We are of the firm conviction that our youth must be equipped with information about the most important industry on their own island and their role in its sustainable development. I wish to commend all of the participating schools for their faithful participation over the years. I especially wish to recognize the students on stage who have been selected to represent each school.
Everything is about tourism in Nevis. It needs to be. It's a vibrant part of the society. It's a great industry. I recommend it very highly. So I wish you well, and I thank you for your support of the tourism industry, or your parents and aunts and uncles and siblings who may work in hotels and restaurants. I'm sure they tell you that they love it, and I hope you will if you enter the industry.
Titleist sponsor Nesbitt Plantation Beach Club partners with the Ministry of Tourism to host the annual quiz. Nevis Electricity Company Limited NEVLEC consumers are advised to take note of a scheduled power outage for tomorrow, Wednesday, February 21st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Areas to be affected are Stony Grove, Braziers, Hamilton, Upper Craddock Road, Pinnes, Jessops to Newcastle, and areas in close proximity. The advisory notes that the recent adverse weather conditions of high winds and rain have negatively impacted NEVLEC's electrical grid. As a result, members of the general public and more particularly customers on the Cotton Ground feeder have been experiencing frequent power outages. There are multiple issues and NEVLEC's crews are doing their best through processes of isolation in efforts to solve these issues. In light of this, some corrective measures will be taken. NEVLEC apologizes for the inconvenience that is being caused by these outages and thanks its customers for their continued patience and understanding, and reminds that power may be restored earlier or delayed beyond the specified time. That brings us to the end of this edition of the Nevis Newscast. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.